you doing today? Today we're going to talk about lavender. So yes, it is yet another common herb, but in this beginning part of the series, I really do want to talk about herbs and plants and other items that we have common access to, things that we probably already have on hand. So today is lavender. Now, typically you're going to find lavender where you can just get the buds. I mean, you can grow it yourself, and if you do, wonderful. I myself, I have a real hard time growing plants that are edible. Really. I do well with tropicals, but for some reason, anything that you can actually eat, I yeah, they don't work for me. I kill them. So I rely on having to get mine from trusted sources. Now, the lavender that I buy, I make sure that it is culinary grade because I do use mine not just to accompany and put in spell bags and candle spells, that type of thing. I do actually make lavender tea. You can put it to make some lavender lattes, so that's a fun thing. Um, you can put it in cookies. One seasoning that I absolutely love it in is called Herbs de Provence. So try that particular herb blend. It's really good on lots of savory dishes. So as far as lavender, we are going to use this primarily for, well, what I primarily use it for. I use it in a lot of sleep and nightmare work to give me that peace and calm that I need. So brings in that protection as well as you use it typically to attract love. Now, when you're using it to attract love, a lot of times you're going to pair that maybe with some rose and hibiscus, depending upon the type of love you're seeking. In general rule of thumb, those go well together. Now, folk names for lavender are going to be elf leaf, and I believe another one is nard. So I don't think they're used very often, but elf leaf I have seen a few times when I've uh, looked on online shops for lavender. So, and I believe it might even be a variety. But make sure if you're going to be ingesting it that you are getting culinary grade. Now, as far as planetary associations, it's associated with the planet Mercury. And for the zodiac, it's associated with Aquarius, Gemini, Leo, Pisces, and Virgo. A great day of the week to use it is going to be on Wednesday, and it's associated with the element of air. Now, for me, I think the reason it's associated with air is because it's scent. That's how it comes to you. It's coming through that element. Now, as far as deities, we have Saturn, Hecate, and Vesta. And of course, it is an appropriate herb if you are going to be doing any offerings to those deities as well. Now, when I first started learning about lavender, it wasn't really for my magical purposes, or at least I didn't realize that's what it was leading me toward. It was from an aromatherapy aspect. And once I started diving into that further, I could see why magically it is used for that. Now, some different ways that you can use lavender. Like I said, you can definitely put it in food if it is culinary grade. You can do spell bags, little pillows to go that you can sleep on to help you at night. You could create washes and sprays to attract love. You can use it as an incense as well, a loose incense over charcoal. In stick incense, you can get lavender incense as well if that's the format that you like your incense in. I'm actually burning a stick of lavender incense by, I think it's Satya. right now. Now, it is if a protection from the evil eye if it's worn. So I'm assuming in that instance, uh, it's talking about taking a sprig of the dried lavender, maybe, and attaching it to your clothing. I believe that's how they're talking about using that. But I'm sure you could still put it in a spell bag and carry that on your person as well as protection against the evil eye. Now you can also use it for purification. It does actually have antibacterial qualities. So now I'm not saying go out and use it in place of modern antibacterial uses, but it does have that quality. So magically, I would use it that way. So you can take, again, if you have some of the dried lavender still on the stem, you can use it to asperge. If you're not familiar with that term, that's where you're going to take a long item. Typically, it's going to be some type of herb, whether it's lavender, rosemary, something is still in the stem. You're going to dip it in some holy water or blessed water of some type, and you're going to sprinkle that to purify, to bless. So you can definitely use that for that purpose. And there are just so many other useful ways to use lavender. If you're feeling like some tension in your home, take and sprinkle some lavender in the corners of the rooms where you seem to be arguing. Just, non-discreet little piles. Let that sit there for a day or so. Vacuum it up, or sprinkle it all over your carpet and then vacuum it up. Don't let that sit for a couple days, especially if you have animals. They'll get into that. And not to mention you'll be grinding it into your carpet. But you can use that to bring some peace and harmony back into your home. Lavender is said to be particularly attractive to males. I A little informal study. I am not a huge lavender scented person. It's not my go-to. I mean, it's okay, but sometimes I can find lavender to be really overpowering at times. My husband, it's insane for lavender. He loves it. He could, when his little spell pillow starts to not be as fragrant, he lets me know. He's like, I need some more. I don't, like I said, I've seen in other parts of folklore where lavender was used to attract men. So take that for what it is if you want to use it. But if you have any other uses for lavender that I haven't mentioned, please drop it down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. I'd love for that knowledge to be shared. If you're liking the series so far and the information I'm bringing you, please be sure to give me a like. I really do appreciate it. It helps me to know what you're liking or what you're not liking. Let me know. Drop that comment below so we can have that conversation. I'll also leave links where we can continue the conversation over on Discord, and all of my other social media links as well, where there's lots of other free information. All right, everyone, you have a great day. I'm going to finish my cinnamon tea. And, ooh, you know what? Maybe I'll make myself a cinnamon latte. Not cinnamon. Lavender. All right, everyone, have a great day. Thanks for joining me. The Modern Sea Witch does not offer medical advice, only my experience from a magical perspective. Please do your research before working with any ingredient.